Okay, today I wanted to show you how you can take a recipe and kind of turn it into a little bit more healthy version. So my daughter gave me this lemon blueberry muffin, and she says she's been off sugar for 6 days now, and she says she made this, and this is kind of like her treat that she will have in place of a dessert. So anything for me who is hooked on sugar and having a treat after my one meal, I'm down to one meal, this might be the thing. So I'm gonna try making it and changing it kind of like she did, and I'm excited to see if it's good. And so I thought I'd just bring you guys along and we'll test this out together. So first off, we're gonna start off with our cottage cheese. And it says it's a 3/4 cup cottage cheese, and I will put everything down in the description for you guys too. So if it turns out really good, you're gonna want this, okay? So since everything nowadays is made with cottage cheese, because we are all into making sure we get our protein, that you normally always have cottage cheese in your house now. So throw that in. Okay, instead of sugar, what she does is she uses maple syrup. So get your maple syrup out, and it is a 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Maple syrup is becoming so expensive to get the good kind. Okay, next we need a vanilla extract, and I have, it's almost gone. I make my own vanilla extract with that Madagascar vanilla things. I cannot remember what they're called, but anyways, I have several of these downstairs that I love making my own homemade vanilla. And if it calls for 1 teaspoon, I know I'm gonna double it because it just makes it taste better. Okay, so we got the vanilla extract in there. We need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, this one, I have already washed it, but before I do that, I do need to get a little bit of zest for, it calls for zest. So let me hurry and just get a little bit of zest. Okay, that is more than we're gonna need. Okay, now I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it in half, I'm gonna juice it to get our 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And so I just use my old fashioned. I'm sure there's new ways of doing this, but I'll do this one. This is what I got. Okay, so it calls for 2 tablespoons. Let's see if we can get enough out of there. Perfect. Okay, there's 2 tablespoons of that. All right, next. Okay guys, I totally forgot that you need to blend your cottage cheese in something like this before in here. This does not do the job for cottage cheese. So now it's nice and smooth. One little extra step and a little bit more dishes. Okay, now that we got that done, we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of coconut oil. Now, they said to have it on room temperature. I put it in the microwave for just a little bit, but it's pretty soft still, so I'm just gonna throw that in. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, next is, I'm gonna stir that up, and we need 2 eggs. But since my eggs, I got chickens, and this is their first year, so they're kind of teeny compared to my normal egg. So I think I'm just gonna use 3, since they're kind of smaller eggs. 1, 2. I am going to have to show you this summer my cute chickens. This last round I got 1 of each kind of the cute breeds, and so I've got the cutest chickens in my coop. So when it gets warmer and it's not snowy out there and cold, I'm gonna show you my cute chickens. Okay, Okay, next part, we're just gonna add in our dry ingredients. So, normally you're supposed to take a bowl, add flour, baking soda, salt, mix that in before you throw it in here, but I have never done that and it turns out fine. So, this is what we're gonna change though. It calls for 1.5 cups of flour. So instead of doing that, I'm going to take my 1.5 cup. Okay, and I'm going to put 2 scoops of protein. This is vanilla. This is the Breast brand, just ingredients. I'm going to do 2 scoops. Okay, and then the remaining, looks like it's 1/2 cup. Now, if you have kamut flour, use that, but I don't have any kamut. I gotta go to Salt Lake and get some more. Okay, so there's my 1.5 cup. Throw that in there. And then we're also going to get some baking powder and some salt. Baking powder. Okay. And for this we need 1.5 of the baking powder. And salt calls for 1/4. Which I always double my salt too because I love salt. So I'll just do 1/2 cup. And now is when we need the lemon zest. So I will, I'm gonna double it too. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to push on the sides. All right, and I should have turned on the oven. We're gonna do a bake at 350. And then I'm gonna get a muffin tin out. And let's see, I think I'm just going to spray it instead of using paper. Okay, I've got this sprayed. The last thing we gotta do is fold in 1/2 cup of blueberries. So, there again, I think I might double the blueberries. I just got done washing them, so they're still kind of wet. So I'm gonna throw in almost a cup. Okay, now let's quickly. That's it. And then we're going to put it into our baking dish, and then we're going to put a strudel on top of it. So let me move this out of the way. Okay, and I do not know how many this makes, but we'll just try it. We'll see. I did save some blueberries that we're going to put on top. So this is going to be chock full of blueberries, which I love. I actually bought me 2 blueberry plants just about 2 weeks ago that are going to be delivered in the springtime. I'm excited to see if they'll grow. I've tried it in the past and I haven't been too successful, but we will try it again. Okay. Okay, there's that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're just going to add the strudel. Okay, so my daughter, instead of using flour, she has actually a brand of this called Lemon Twist, I think, from Just Ingredients. But since I didn't have that, we're just going to use a lot of this zest to make it lemony. So I'm supposed to use a half a cup. So actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the vanilla. So let me get a bowl. We're gonna do 1 scoop of vanilla, and that will take the place of our flour. Okay, and then it calls for a 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So instead of brown sugar, let me show you what I'm gonna use. Okay, looks like I'm out. I used to have the Swerve in the brown sugar, but I don't. I only have it in the white, so we're gonna try with the white. It only comes for a 1/3 of a cup. It seems like a lot, so I don't think I'll do a full 1/3. Okay, next is a teaspoon of lemon zest. So I'm just going to dump in the rest of the lemon zest that I have. All that. Okay, and then it calls for 2 tablespoons of butter. This is another thing that I absolutely love is butter. On warm bread, nothing better. Okay, now we're going to mix this up. So if I'm looking at the ingredients and I'm going over things that are probably not the best, I would be saying the flour, the white flour, but we didn't use that much because we replaced it with the protein. We use cottage cheese, so you get more protein there. You got a lemon, you got healthy eggs, you got coconut oil, which is the good fat, salt, good, lemon zest, blueberries, good. So really, and then if you use the Swerve, it's a pretty healthy recipe. Okay, we got that done. Now, what I'm gonna do, using my hands, of course, I'm gonna take the rest of these blueberries. I'm gonna sprinkle some on top. And then I'm gonna top it with the strudel. So yeah, I think I did fill these a little high, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. Here is our finished product. I'm gonna throw this in the oven and I will come back right when they're done and then we'll test them out. Okay, I just pulled these from the oven. They're super hot, so I'm gonna let them cool, set up. As you can see, I did fill them too much, but oh well. So let them cool and then I'll get back with you and give you a thumbs up like this or never again. All right, stay tuned. Okay, I am back. These are cooled down, so let's try one. See how they taste. Definitely, I put too much in here, so I'm hoping they'll come out pretty good. Oh, looks delicious. I do have a lot of blueberries in here, but let's just open it up. Yeah, totally a lot of blueberries. Guys, these are very good. I can see how this would totally help me curb my appetite. So I just had my meal. So now I'm going to finish with 1, maybe 2 of these and then call it good for the rest of the day. But yeah, these are good. I do like the topping. I can taste a lot of lemon and tons of blueberries. So guys, try this out and make sure you swap out all of the, well, I'll put it in the description. I'll put exactly how I made it so you don't get confused. So anyways, thanks for tuning in and we will catch you next week.